Well, today we finish our month-long look at the Gospel according to Dr. Suess. And for the last time, you will hear me say that the books and stories used are not any type of theological books, and we are looking at biblical principles in said books, if they were designed to be or not. This book was written in 1957, but did not become a phenomenon until the greatest year ever, 1966. The year yours truly was born. And the cartoon, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and the character the Grinch becomes an essential Christmas special to watch every year. Even spinning off a couple movies and McDonald's selling Grinch packs where you can get Grinch salts and Grinch socks. And you might be thinking to yourself, since the true birth of this icon, you may have noticed you have never seen the Grinch or me in the same room at the same time. And I'm here to tell you, you never will. And I'm not going to say any more on that issue. You can figure it out. Now, I have seen a lot of gospel presentations on the Grinch. I've even done my share myself. And I'll be honest, almost 99.9% of them all talk about the transition of faith that causes the Grinch heart to grow 3 times its size. I will be honest, I do love the imagery of coming to Christ, and we, or even the Grinch, has the heart change that actually grows the heart for God as well as for others. I fully buy this analogy of how our faith has an immense impact on our lives and this miraculous way of changing us from our past to living a life like and for Christ. But you can probably tell that I'm saying this, that that's not the direction I want to go tonight. I think that before the heart change, we need to answer the questions. Why? Why was the Grinch so Grinchy when it comes to Christmas? And how exactly did the growth of his heart get activated? So, I think the answer to that question of how the Grinch learned to hate Christmas is kind of a 2-tiered answer and crosses 2 media genres. The 1966 cartoon of How the Grinch Stole Christmas and the 2000 live-action movie starring Jim Carrey, The Grinch. Now, I do want to say the live-action movie does read the entire book and tells the version of the cartoons. But they pretty much immediately take poetic license and change the reason why the Grinch became, well, the Grinch who hates Christmas. So let's look at the cartoon, the book, and Special tries to answer the question by telling us it might be that his shoes were too tight. Or maybe it's because his head was not screwed on just right. And then they give what they think the actual answer is to the question that his heart is 2 sizes too small. When I hear this, I hear problems that tend to be beyond our control. Circumstances that may be avoidable, but usually are not. We see both in the descriptions of the Grinch. The first I see is more of an issue that is an annoyance, right? And a fixable issue if we desire it to be or so. The Grinch's shoes being too tight is mentioned here. Even though this seems so trivial when we hear it, it's a huge issue to the Grinch. And when I hear this, I hear some of you girls in here, no offense, oh, wearing heels, especially all night. They make my feet hurt so bad. I literally hate it. I have to take geometry this year. This sucks. I hate math. This year is going to be the worst. My stupid car's radiator leaks and I can't take it anywhere. I hate bumming rides off of the peeps. They probably think I'm a mooch by now. All these things are temporary annoyances that can truly change our mood or even how we look at situations, and either we try to avoid or even dismiss. I find it funny, and most would probably disagree. These trivial things that can be changed hold us back the most. I think it's because the old saying, if it isn't one thing, it's another. You solve one problem, another one pops up. Let's look at what the Bible says about it in James 1, 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. And Romans 5, 3 through 4 says this, Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Now, there are a lot of people who judge their faith by their suffering. The more they suffer, the closer they are to God. I think what God is trying to say here is that no matter what, God is there in spite of your suffering. We all have times where suffering will occur. Take heart. God's got you. This takes me into the two things that the Grinch has a reason for hating Christmas. His head is not screwed on right, and a heart that is too small. Personal issues such as medical issues or medical problems, or the things that are beyond our ability to fix on our own, like a death or other type of loss, can take its toll on our faith as well. When the body starts to go, you can't do the things you could do just 5 years ago. The back won't bend. The knees are shot. Cancer is in your body. We can feel lost. But instead of going the Grinch route, taking his pain and blaming, especially if the blame is going toward God, why are we not giving it to God? I love this in Isaiah 38, 16 through 17. Lord, by such things people live, and my spirit finds life in them too. You restored me to health and let me live. Surely it was for my benefit that I suffered such anguish. In your love, you kept me from the pit of destruction. You have put all my sins behind your back. This verse from Isaiah reminds us that God is not only the great physician, but also the one who can restore us to becoming better. This is to give spiritual comfort to us or those we know that are sick, and reveals God's promises for healing. As your over the hill youth leader, I see this verse weekly. Every week I leave youth wore out from trying to keep up. But I usually tend to do that. Then I go home. Then I have to find the ice bags or the heating pad and put them on the sore spots. But God always restores me to do it again. No sympathy, guys. I do it because I love it. And I trust that God will restore me for the next time I want to take down a few of you with a dodgeball or two. Now, let's move on from the cartoon of my old age recovery style and look at the 2000 movie and why the Grinch began to hate Christmas. If you saw the movie, you might remember it was a flashback scene and it was Christmas time. And the Grinch had a crush on a cute girl, Martha May Whovier, who was the only person to actually treat him well at all. So the Grinch gets her a present and he even shaves. And it goes just how you imagine a 4th or 5th grader shaving went. It was a total hack job. And that's when the Grinch's hatred for Christmas came about. For he associated Christmas with the bullying that happened to him directly afterward. The action of others treating you like you don't matter, like you don't exist, like you're a burden, like you're stupid, or however they decide to make you feel less than you are, can make you feel like you don't belong at all, anywhere, almost like you're invisible. And that hurt goes deeper when the person hurts you in front of someone you care for or is the person you cared a lot about and trusted. But it also hurts just as much, no matter who it is that hurts you. Even some of our rock star Bible dudes got bullied in their actions. Seem very Grinch-like to me, right? My mind goes to a story, I don't know if you've heard this one, it is from Elisha in 2 Kings 2, 23 through 25. And I want to read that. From there, Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of the town and jeered him. "Get out of here, Baldy," they said. "Get out of here, Baldy." He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. And he went on to Mount Carmel, and from there returned to Samaria. Now, when you hear that, we see a little Old Testament justice, right? In Elisha throwing a curse and 2 bears mauling 42 boys. But if we take a step back and get the full context of who the boys were, they are unbelieving and unredeemable bullies. They push and threaten Elisha with these taunts, which they are actually showing their animosity toward Elisha. And it is life-threatening for him. And calling them boys is also kind of a misleading stretch here. These are young men, at least. The curse was a call for help. And because Elisha was a prophet of God, God answered. And the story that sounded so Grinch-stealing Christmas-like bad has the different effect of us knowing God will protect us and provide for us. Sometimes with bears. The Grinch is not a prophet. And his intentions are not to work for God. But his pain is so deep that everyone in the town of Whoville must pay. And he wants to take the one thing they love the most, Christmas. And he does. He literally takes Christmas away from the Who's. But we know the story. He gives them back. He hears the people singing, "Fahu Forest, Dahu Dores, welcome Christmas, come this way. Fahu Forest, Dahu Dores, welcome Christmas, Christmas Day." And about the time the Grinch's heart grows 3 times bigger, and it leaves us the question, how does this happen? By song Well, if you look at Psalms 86:12, it can. I will praise you, Lord, my God, with all my heart. I will glorify your name forever. And in Psalms 51:10, create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. And in the cartoon, it may just be the joy of the worship from the song, The Who's Belt Out, melt the heart of the beast, or the Grinch, but I do not see that is the reason why in the movie. The Grinch is pretty much all good with his victory of stealing Christmas until the sleigh moves. They even hears him singing. Then the sleigh moves. And then Cindy Lou Who shows up. The Grinch sees the potential harm, but before that, I think he actually feels the love and caring from the young Cindy Lou. And then the most epic overacting scene ever as the Grinch's heart grows. Love is, to me, the catalyst to anyone coming to know Christ. To put him in your heart and for your heart to change. It says in 1 John 4:19, we love because he first loved us. Oh man, when you truly feel that love from God, I feel like that overacted moment in the movie. I am filled with joy so far beyond compare that I feel like I can lift a sleigh full of Whoville gifts. But I won't, because one, I'm not strong like the Grinch, and two, hernias are a thing. But I get so amped, I do want to lift his name on high, to raise others up in a way that they can see him in me. And if I have to sing, I will. It may not give you the joy like the Who's give when they sing, but do know I will sing in joy. Badly, but with full joy in my heart. Because I hope my love for God rubs off on you. Because I want you to have that overacted heart change moment yourself. And that's the how and why answers to the questions we have. I want to live like the Grinch. Not the before, definitely the after. Because that change in him was forever. That change made multiple movies. And that change made the coolest thing ever. Grinch socks. Love God. He loves you. And that's cool.